And welcome to the show. Welcome to Bass and Bonsai. Welcome to the house of Bass and Bonsai. We are in the house, not out on the water. Got a few little things. Orange. You glad I'm going to talk about these orange baits? No, orange is a new black and blue when it comes to my favorite color to throw, especially on chatterbaits. But normally black and blue like this, right? That used to be my favorite chatterbait color for several years. Once I, accidentally stumbled upon the gold blade on a black and blue chatterbait. It was like, oh, okay. And that was a Zman original back in the day. And for quite a few years, other colors kind of work, but then this year we've kind of come on another different little color, mainly in the trailer, not necessarily the bait, but if I had to pick a color of the bait that's actually been working, it would be like this color. Just a blue gilly, you could say green pumpkin with a little bit of blue and orange in it, but when you put it with an orange over most of the other colors now, maybe kind of a June bug trailer like we've had in the swim-ons, right? Not these guys, but I'm just using these for color reference since they're right here. But like one of those two colors is usually working, but a lot of times it's that brighter orange on the tail. Just seems to be getting the hit. So since it's still just the last 4th of July weekend I went fishing, that bite was still on almost all day long. If you throw it in the grass, find grass to throw it in, you can almost like guarantee you're going to catch some fish. So I got a few new things to try, so let's do a little unboxing from Cabela's. It's not really an unboxing. I already took it out of to kind of refresh on our worms. As you can tell, they're getting a little funky. I think I only have one more pack of the green pumpkin orange, so I bought another pack of those while I was at Cabela's. Now I do have a tackle warehouse order. It's coming. I've got some other stuff I'll talk about in a minute. I got another pack of peanut butter and jelly coming because I only have like one worm left. But these zinkerz make excellent trailers on your chatterbaits. This color in particular and this other color I'm going to show you, they honestly, in my opinion, work way better as a trailer than they do as just a regular worm. But then you also have, so I just bought both. You have, and I think these are poured a little bit funkier than I think they're normally even more orange than this. And I know a lot of you there's no difference there. But for some reason, the ones I already have anyway, there is already a difference. I don't know if just how they've been stored, but this one definitely is a different color orange. So we just like to have options around here. So those three, let's put those nasty. That one's kind of flat, but honestly, it will still work and catch fish on the back of a chatterbait. So I just got one of each color. They were just staring me in the face up there. I didn't go intending to buy any more. I have like a half a pack of this color, and that'll probably last me for the rest of the season, to be honest with you. Those baits just, they kind of work, and I only use them as trailers, so I cut one up here and there when one of those fades out. But I figured I'd get the bomber craw too, just because it's I guess, I don't know, I'm trying to hold it where you guys can see it. They look identical. This is definitely a lighter overall color. That has definitely a darker top side of the green pumpkin, and these are more lighter. But I always thought these, and I'm going to see if I can find one in there, were almost, I guess you could just get packs that are poured different. Some of them are almost all like orange. So if you can see, yeah, the bomber craw is just a lighter, more orangey. So darker water. If you guys are ordering some, you're like, dude, my water looks dark, I'd probably go with those. If you're like, dude, I don't know, because honestly, this color right here will work when it's on a shorter trailer on the back of a chatterbait. It doesn't matter how clear the water is. And then just grab a random one here. See how much, that's just a darker backed. The orange itself, though, looks to be, it is almost, there's not a lot of difference in that color orange. I think, honestly, either one, they're so close, it probably doesn't matter. But very, very dark water, probably the bomber craw. And then just under normal circumstances, either or of them would probably work. Real super clear water, you would want one that probably has more green pumpkin that's poured to where just the orange isn't as highlighted as much if you have that to choose from. So let's go with the other colors we got. More orange. Now the Helicraws and the Firecraw, I figured I would at least try these. I had not bought a pack of the Helicraws yet, so I was like, I'll just give them a try. And since I was doing that with that one, I went ahead and bought a white pack because I ordered these. I think I have 3 other colors. I have, I think, 1 more pack of these and 3 other different colors. Bomba Bug, black and blue, I don't know, a few other colors, but they were out of the white from Tackle Warehouse. So since they had the white, I got the white, and I will try it on some of our other chatterbaits. But I'm just curious on these if I use them for. My plan with the Helicraws is use them for both some of our jigs and our chatterbait trailers. I don't know if I'll actually try them by themselves, maybe, but I'll probably slender them up just a little bit. Eventually, I'll probably just try them just like that, right? Just separate it and just see what it does. But I'm thinking right off the bat, I'm going to cut a little out of it to make it look more like claws than just that flat, if you guys see that. So to make it look a little more like what the Kamikaze swim-ons do on the ends. Just more of a jagged edge. But I should try one just the way it is. So anyway, since my Tackle Warehouse order just shows it's shipping now, it won't be here for the weekend. I want to get these put on the back because we're going to do a little shootout this weekend, not with that white. We'll try the white, but... So I didn't intend on getting this, but once it popped in my head, I'm like, you need to at least try another one. These Turbo Craws I've tried before slightly, but never really in this color. So green pumpkin and orange again. So this weekend I plan on rigging up. Let me just pull these out. Now I've definitely fished these baits before. I think I've even tried them on the back. I don't think I've tried this color. So in all honesty, these should work perfectly fine on the back of a chatterbait. They should, if an orange color is getting hit, they should get hit. I mean, do I need to cut them, change them a little bit? I'll just throw them on and just try it just like it is. But the goat, which I've cut down, is also an option on these orange baits. So here's what I got. And I'm going to show you the bellies because they're almost all, going to have that darker top. But we're going to kind of compare the orange on the fishies. So we're going to have those 3. One of these. And they're all about the same. They got just enough orange and that red. I will probably definitely cut these down. Get out of their pink. And then I don't know if I'll try both because they're about the same. But I will put them up against probably a new one. But we'll cut us a new worm or 2 in that orange. And I'm going to try these 5 different Zman orange colored trailers on our chatterbaits. So I think I actually have enough of the Screaming Thunder Crickets now. I can rig up one on each one, just throw them around and switch around, but I may just switch one back and forth on a few of the different Thunder Crickets. I may even try them on our heavier ones. Like if you guys remember right, we have just the regular 5/8 ounce. It depends on I'm going to go, and if they're seems like that Screaming Thunder Cricket, which it should be about the depth they're wanting to hit at. That will be a plan for this coming weekend. Saturday so far is looking like 20 to 40. I mean, there's a chance of rain, which is good for me if it's just like my best time so far this year, and a lot of times is when that front's either just kind of a stalled out, it's overcast, it's maybe sprinkling, there's not really any thunder and lightning, no high strong winds, but there are some, some wind. Or when one's coming in, you can get about an hour or so before it, as it's coming, where you can jump out there and fish, and they might be fired up and biting. So that is the plan, to get out there and fish for the largemouth bass with our new I've never tried these. These I've tried. I don't know if I've ever bought that color and specifically set out to try on the back. Definitely not on Thunder Cricket. Probably Z-Man Original. I should still have a few packs floating around somewhere of a different color or so. The downside to all of these is they don't come in all the colors I like. So this color, if I had to pick one, honestly, it's probably between this guy, the goat, or this is my favorite color. This has a little, both of these have a little too much going on, in my opinion. This one definitely 100% gets hit. I've had decent luck on the orange on those. Now, I honestly have not put this on a Thunder Cricket, I don't think. I don't think I've tried a goat on a Thunder Cricket. If you remember right, those of you that follow the channel, back in the day, just a few years ago, it was like this guy. You put this guy with one of these on, and it was like bam, boom, bing, bong. We were tearing them up on several different trips just a few years ago. Why don't I throw this one anymore? I don't know. I probably need to get him back into the mix. And then sometimes you could also go with this guy, well, it's funny, and throw that on the back and still bang, boom, bing, bong, and catching them. And then we also have like a hot snakes in the goat somewhere floating around that just this year, for some reason, chartreuse has not kicked in worth a darn for me. Them brighter greens just hasn't, it's not been, it's not really what's been working on any baits I've tried. So I don't know if I'm doing, maybe I'm holding my tongue wrong when I'm out there fishing. But I am anxious to get, and we're not only going to be throwing these on ChatterBaits. This one for sure, this one, and maybe even, I think I don't know if I've got any more packs of these goats without them being cut down. Because when I rigged these up on the jig, I wouldn't slender them up. I would actually shorten them up a little bit, and I was throwing them on a jig. But I don't remember liking them at all on a jig. I liked them on ChatterBaits. But I think that has a place on a jig, and maybe this guy. I don't know about that. I wish it was a, you know, I wish they would, they don't have it right now. Similar to like this, actually this color is what I like. Just that little darker top, you know, brownish, green pumpkin-y type top with the, and actually I would like it just a little bit lighter on the main bait, and then the tips to just be what has the orange kind of thing, if they could do that. That's why I usually slender them up. They go shoot through the water better, and there's just less orange, right? It's not quite as much out there. That's why I think this guy will probably leave alone. It's about the right deal I like. I mean, it's a possibility you'll see me, who knows what I might do. I might cut these appendages off and then trim this up in a little bit to where it, maybe it's just a claw like this, so it's just a smaller thing back there floating around, you know. Doesn't hurt to experiment with your baits. We'll see. Well, I'm just going to get out on the water, hook them up, get them on the bait, start throwing them around. If I just feel like if they start whacking them right off the bat, I won't mess with them. If they don't, I may start jacking around. So I guess I'll just show you, because I know I'm going to probably do it eventually with all of them on these. I just had it in my head once I was looking at these on paper, you know, on the Tackle Warehouse website where I, you know, saw it. I'm like, I just think they're, honestly, the shape is wrong. So I'm not going to cut one yet, because I'm going to try them just the way they are. Some of you guys may be like, man, they just work just the way they are, Charlie. Don't you touch them. I'll be like, okay, we'll find out. I'll throw them first. But I've done a few of my baits like this, and I got one, this guy. So like this right here. You know, just give it a claw look to it. Because there's nothing wrong with these baits, and I've used them just the way they are. With just these like straight going back, but I just think that it adds a little bit to a profile. So if you kill it and it's just sitting there, it gives it more of a claw-like look, and that's, I think, one of the reasons why these swim-ons I like. Now this is the small one, but just like that right there. See that? In all honesty, compared to like that. If you do kill these baits, that looks more, in my opinion, like pinchers setting down on the bottom than what that does. And these could easily be just a little cutout in there to give them a pincher type look more than what they got now. But I'll see what they swim like this, probably cut them, and then if they You know, it doesn't change the swimming action when you pull it and then kill it. If it looks more like a pincher setting up there than just this weird, sometimes I don't think they put as much thought into, like, nothing in the water kind of looks like that, just sitting there with that squared off look to it, in my opinion. So anyway, that kind of deal. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you go out and throw a bait and it just starts whacking fish, leave it. I don't care how funky it looks. You have that, does happen every once in a while. There's those strange baits, like those dice baits, it's like a perfect square with all these appendages out of it, and they hit it right. But then a lot of them now are little round ones, and they're changing up, and then some people just have little stick type baits with all kinds of appendages sticking out and all that. Whoa. Where'd you guys go? But for me, hang on, let me fix this camera. I bumped it or something. Or I bumped the table and it jumped. I've struggled with Zman creature baits. Look how subtle. This thing was brighter. It set and the color just diluted. These baits I thought I was going to love. I had less than 20 cents a piece in them, but man, they are fragile. I think they're made right out of France. I don't think they're China. I think they're France. They just fall apart. But they do work. They do catch fish. Those right there, you can get them cheap from Rogers. I don't know if they still got any left or not. I'm hoping I can convert these. It's kind of expensive for a 3-pack, like $4.50 or whatever they are, for only 3. But I guarantee you can go out and catch a lot of fish on that $1.50 or whatever it is a piece bait. And you could, a lot of these other baits, like these right here, the kamikaze swim on I just had. These, I need to try these a little more too. The, what are these? What are these called? Komodo Juniors, right? From Gambler. These, I don't know. I started with kind of using these and those kamikaze swim-ons, and it just seems like the swim-ons get a little better, but these don't really have that. And I keep calling it wrong. It's actually not Junebug Magic. It's Junebug Candy from the swim-ons. But that color is probably my favorite, and then the reddish type one, and that's probably about it on those. The other one hasn't paid off as much. Oh, and I did switch a few. These look nasty, but I took my, I just cut down so when we get out in the water to try them, I'd have some to throw. I just slendered up some of my regular sized, the Menace. So instead of the Menace Junior, now the original ones, the original full size when I rigged up, I actually tried to, I wanted it to be the exact same size as the Baby Rage Menace. I thought I had one laying around here. Maybe I don't. There's one. So I was basically wanting the same size as a Baby Rage Menace with just a smaller, or there's a fly in here driving me nuts, with those a little bit longer appendages, right? Just a little more. So I just kind of slendered up the ones that were already loose, that I'd used at some point in time, but they're still sealed, and the ones that weren't, I melted the tips. So they're good to go. Just a little more slender down. I'm going to also try those this weekend because I like bait that cuts through the water for the most part. That one I think I may have to cut these off or whatever. You can just kind of feel when you start reeling a chatterbait and you pop it and twitch it, you can just kind of tell if it just stutters or if it still has a little jump to it, and that's what you want. You still want it to have a little twitchiness to it. I think generates more bites when you're not popping it out of grass kind of thing. So these are excellent at it. The swim-ons are excellent at it. Wherever I just did with the one. These are one of the best I found that still have a little kick on their own. If you're just going at a slow pace, they still kind of give a little kick, but then they let it free jump around when you pop it and stuff. That's why I was kind of slendered up some of the bigger ones, take a little bulk off of them, that kind of deal. So anyway, that's the plan for this weekend. Go full chatterbait. I know a lot of you guys are like, Charlie, you go too far chatterbait. But no, every time I go out, they do the doo-doo. They get hit. I can usually stay on. I don't have to go like all soft plastic, you know, like slow down so much. Now I know what I needed to do, and I forgot all about it when I was up there. I may run to Bass Pro, if not tonight, tomorrow night. I want to pick up a couple different worms, because I know everybody's like, this is worm season, right? Yeah, it is. I got worms around here somewhere. I guess I should dig into them and just see if I want to mess with those. Somewhere I got these crazy big red worms that I thought were going to do good, and I tried them briefly, and I just wasn't impressed with them. So hang on. Don't go anywhere. Hang on. I know they're around here. So, but I need to get some kind of worms other than just, you know, your regular shaky head worms and your regular, what you call it. Let me see if I can find these baits. Somewhere out there, I got some worms. Hang on a second. I need to get out and get in the mix. Let me find them. Don't move. Oh, here's those baits if you guys wondering. The ones I was showing you. I don't know why. What did I do with it? If you can make out that one. Like, it's totally changed the color of what the original orange was just from being out, I guess. So those are decent little baits. I still got a bunch of these. I need to just get them out and start throwing them, and whether they... I still have 2. So I still have... How many did I buy? 4 or 5? I still have 3 brand new packs of those Kamikaze swim-ons in the June bug candy. They were clearing them out at Rogers. That was the best deal I've come across. Nobody at Rogers was buying that color, and I've done nothing but real pretty good with it. Let me find my worms. Here they are. Yeah, they probably suck. So I don't know, probably 2 years ago, maybe longer. I bought these, and I think I maybe threw one of each color once. I guess they're still good. Do these go bad? Power baits, Max Sense. This worm looked good to me. I thought, man, that red worm. Let me see if they still smell. Yeah, I guess. Kind of look a little starting to be dried up. But I guess I could break something. I probably need to at least try these. They look good just for the fact they've got the ribbing kind of like a sweet beaver. So they should, you know, have a little presence. Oh, man, they're definitely... I better put that up before I'm stinky. So I probably need to pull these out of my reserve, throw them in the box. At least throw the red one. And then this is... what color do they call that? Cherry Seed, 8-inch Kingtail, they call these. And then the Kingtail Green Pumpkin Magic, right? You guys know the deal with Green Pumpkin Magic. I've got some kind of green pumpkin-y something going on. But I should probably at least give them a shot. I think these are the only worms. I used to have some Jean LaRue tomato red worms. I have no idea what ever happened, where they're at. Yeah, those stink. My fingers are all stinky right now. Oh my God. So I'll probably go ahead, throw those somewhere, rig them up. I'll probably just throw them on a 3-aught. I do have some bigger hooks, but I got those newer 3-aughts. I just got one to try. I mean, it's got a kind of a long ribbon, but that's not a very big worm. So already somewhere around here, I've got my rod rigged up with the 803 with, I think, just a 1/4 ounce and a 3-aught. Instead of throwing one of these dudes on it, I'll just rig up that worm, throw it around a little bit too, on top of the baby brush hog kind of deal for the weekend when I get out. So anyway, I guess that's it. I don't want to touch anything else because now I stink. I was planning on, it's just so hot when I get off work, I was going to go do some, it's still in the pipeline, right? The Zillion versus the Tatula. But I think I'm going to wait because I've got another Tatula that should show up tomorrow, 6.3 to 1. And so far, I don't even know what I'm going to do with it. I think I'm going to put the 6.3 to 1 to 2, or yeah, 6.3 to 1, I think it's the gear ratio, Tatula on the blade. And then just still throw ChatterBait, throw everything on that like because it's a good all around for chatterbaits. You can throw like some of the bigger cranks because it's got some give to it. And just try that with the 6.3 to 1, see if I can make myself like the 6.3 to 1. I think I'm going to take the Tatula that's on the blade and actually put on the Super Destroyer, put the Elite TI back on it, and then probably won't even fish it for now. But I think that's what I'm going to do as of right now. And then I'll just kind of throw chatterbaits and everything on the blade still with the 6.3 to 1. Just see what that feels like. And then some of the probably like the 1/2 ounce rattle traps, probably the 1.5 to the 2.5 square bills, and just see what I think of that slower gear ratio. I know a lot of I don't know how long ago it's been, but I still have a few that are 7.5 to 1, but I went away. I couldn't tell you how many years it's been since I had a 6.3 to 1. It's probably when it was a 6.5 to 1 and they called it the burners from Quantum. It's probably how long it's been since I've had a reel that slow that I've literally went out and actually used. I probably picked one up here, there, and then sold it kind of deal, but actually tried to use one, utilize it in my arsenal kind of deal. So I'm going to try to rig one of these white ones up on our swim jig, more than likely, wherever those are. Probably go ahead and rig one up on a chatterbait. I may go ahead and take one of these out and set it over there by that green stuff like I do to where it gets that haze to it, like our Hello, Moto. Nobody calls me on days I don't do live streams. If I try to do a live stream, people try to call me. I can't do live streams anymore. That way they won't call me. So anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. A lot more coming up. Maybe a few more rod comparisons, but a few different reel comparisons. And then stay tuned for all this. What color, not what color, but which one of these actual Zman elaztech trailers, if one stands out over the other, or even if is it still just as simple as slapping the zinkerz on the back. Now I still plan on putting this pink one, that's why I got it out. I still plan on putting it on this dude right here because that is Master Splinter, and we took a mouse and we created a rat and we're going to catch a bass with it. Or my name ain't Orville Redenbacher. Anyway, you guys know that commercial? Thanks for watching, guys. Get out. Go bass bonsai. But whatever you do, make sure you have fun doing it. I got to go wash my hands and I got to make a phone call. See you later.